What up, y'all? Welcome back to Durant to River TV. My name is Durant. The number 2 is half of the meaning and my contribution and my homage to Gigi. The 4. The 2-4 together is Kobe's number, 24. I'm from LA. This is like my little rest in peace to them. Keeping that Mamba mentality on the internet. I ain't playing no games with nobody out here. I'm getting everything I'm getting from the mud. I don't live on the internet. But when I post my videos, I post my videos. I don't care how somebody feel about it, because I don't spew no hate, and I don't hate. But I'm going to tell it like it is. And speak the truth. Speaking of truth, there's a lot of people who get in their feelings when they hear the truth. Especially the truth about the Aboriginal people, the native people, the so-called African people, the so-called black people, the so-called Jews, the real so-called Jews, not the Jewish. You know, we're not a kind of a Jew. We are the Jew when it comes to the genetics and the history, the real history behind it, even though I don't claim to be no Jew. I don't claim to be no Hebrew Israelite, no Christian, no none of that. But it's interesting how the offspring of certain people that some of the natives in Africa, the people that came in contact with the natives of Africa, the first ones who invaded were not Europeans. The first kind-ish of a people who invaded Africa were Arabs, the Arabics. And they can say what bloodline and who biblically they come from. They want to say they come from Shem. Okay, right on. But real talk, if you want to go into genetics and some history, Shem, even if you want to speak on the biblical character, because I believe a lot of characters are made up in the Bible. I don't think all those characters that's spoken of in the Bible are even real. I'm not saying all of them aren't, because they had to put some truth in there, some history. But a lot of these characters also were made up to highlight them in some ancient history, which their history ain't even that ancient. But Arabs were the first to invade Africa, many parts of Africa. And the Europeans learned from the Arabs on how to invade Africa. Now, these Arabs of today, and see, they're smart. They know the truth, even when the youth don't know the truth. They call themselves Jewish. Why they don't call themselves the Jews? Why don't they just call themselves Jews? Why you gotta be Jewish? Do you know what ish means? It means a kind of. You're not exactly it, but you're kind of like it. You're something like it. Well, you gotta remember, when the Arabs invaded, then not only did they didn't take the language, the culture, and all of the history and our creations, but they also adopted and stole it and rewrote it and put their twist on it. So they made themselves the original people, God's chosen people. The Jewish made themselves God's chosen people. And so anytime the truth about the Jews, not the Jewish, but the Jews, when it comes out, it's a problem. They got to start talking about themselves, and the only thing they have to bank on is the Holocaust. One event out of the many events and consistent events today that are happening to the Aboriginal people, so-called black people. Holocaust. Every day is a Holocaust for black people. What is y'all talking about? Yeah, but the Holocaust, y'all just want to, y'all swear so much that people just don't care about the Holocaust. We care about it. I don't know if y'all care about our Holocaust, though. Just because they don't title our oppression the Holocaust don't mean that black people have not been suffering a Holocaust for the longest. From the same kind of people. Ish. The hell y'all be talking about? People, and it's interesting how these particular Jewish people come out and they defend, and they'll denounce the racism and the white supremacy stuff, and they'll say, oh, there are some Jews that participate and work for some of the Europeans of Europe and that are helping run this country, and they turn and they're not the real Jewish, or they're not upholding. Okay, but at the same time, I don't never see no Jewish people speaking out against the oppression against black people. But they really they always want to go out their way to make everybody acknowledge their oppressions. And it was one character, I don't even know his name, and I wouldn't even mention his name anyway. But I saw his YouTube and I commented. But I'm like, you over here talking about the oppressions we've suffered, and he said Jewish people are the most, what's the word he used? Basically, in so many words, he was saying that the most mistreated people on the planet. Nobody acknowledges them. Everybody, he said, every other group of people have a problem with Jewish people. Nigga, we hardly even know y'all exist. What is you talking about? How are we gonna have a problem with something we don't even see or hear? We don't see Jewish people, and we don't hear from Jewish people. So stop trying to play victim, Jewish people. Stop trying to act like y'all are some victims. Like, y'all have all right to not even acknowledge anyone else's existence, and y'all have this right to be so arrogant and just uppity over everybody that y'all don't have to acknowledge when things happen around the world to other races of people. Y'all quiet as a mouse. Y'all quiet as a mouse. But let a topic of discussion come up about the Jews, not Jewish, the Jews. You Jewish people pop up out of nowhere and start bitching and complaining and start trying to make it about the Holocaust. Yeah, man, that's got to be the oldest trick in the book. Y'all got to come up with a new method of trying to cloud and silence people from telling the real truth about who y'all come from and who we really are. Because you Jewish people are not the real chosen people of the Bible. And I'm not even a Bible thumper, but truth has been put in so many different forms. And I'm sorry, you Jewish people are not God's chosen people. Y'all, it specifically says in the scriptures what the Jews will be dealing with. The children of Israel, God's chosen people, what they would have to suffer. Jewish people ain't suffered half of what so-called black people have suffered. This is why y'all didn't want to call us by that biblical name, the children of Israel, or the Jews. So knock it off, man. Don't nobody care about y'all like that. But don't try to act like people have this hate group about you, or have a hate towards y'all. Nobody even care about y'all like that. Chill out. But at the same time, ain't nobody talking down on the Holocaust. You ain't never seen black people just going out their way to say, we love the fact that them Jews got slaughtered at that time. Make us feel better after all times we get slaughtered. We don't even say that shit. We got more black people slaughtering each other. We got that issue to deal with. What? Don't try to act like black people got some hate towards Jewish people. Come on, man. It's like y'all a copy of us. Come on, knock it off. Y'all gotta wake up, man. Y'all gotta stop playing. Stop trying to play with the public. When you keep telling a lie over and over and over, you gotta keep telling more and more and more lies, and you try to look all educated and intellectual when you say it. You look really stupid to be that arrogant in your ignorance. So Jewish people, until you can be a real Jew, until you can prove that you are a Jew and not Jewish, just sit your ass down and go back and hide under a rock. For all I give a damn.